DreamKingz Films. We're here with head coach Ivory Durham and assistant coach Gerry Brant of the Zarephath Academy Eagles. Real quick, guys, y'all just give me y'all thoughts on the program and what y'all want the city to know about the Zarephath Academy Eagles.
Well, it's a new program giving a lot of freshmen opportunity to play early because a lot of freshmen, they sit on the bench, play JV 2-3 years, and then by that time, they're really not acclimated to the varsity level. So what we're doing here is freshmen out the gate. You can come play. If you was dominant in middle school, you can come play here and play out the gate. And it's just putting ourselves in a better situation as far as how we do things. We're trying to do something different. And just basically mainly, it's just for the young people right now, just for the young guy. We want to build something, but we want to start a group of freshmen and have them for 4 or 5 years on out the gate, and then do the exact same thing. Right now, we just running a varsity program. In football, we have basketball, and we also have wrestling and track. But right now, we're focused on starting a bunch of freshmen. We got a great group of freshmen that are definitely going to make a lot of noise. And right now, that's what we're about over here at Zarephath.
Coach, you're a long-time respected coach and mentor in this Jacksonville community. Real quick, just talk about when you got the call from Coach Gerry right here. He's the principal over here at Zarephath Academy. Just real quick, just talk about when you got the call from Coach Gerry and how excited you was.
Okay, yeah, I was very excited. Me and Gerry talked about it for a little bit. It took some time. First of all, we wanted to build trust. And once we build trust, then we took it to God. And then God said, listen here, this is where we want you to be. This is how we wanted to build and grow. And that's basically how it came about, but without God, we can't do nothing. So, and that's one of our biggest attributes, that we are going to have God on our side on everything we possibly can do.
Coach Gerry, real quick, talk about that when you gave Coach Ivory the call.
Well, I felt like we should have met a long time ago. He tells me this is probably every day, everything in God's time. And so we do nothing without putting God first. We start with God, we end with God. So I know everything is going to take off from there.
Yes, sir, guys. Real quick, y'all talk about that a little bit more. Both of y'all big men of faith here in this community as y'all lead these young men. Real quick, guys, y'all just talk about that and how much God played in this process, man.
Well, with God, there's nothing that God can't do. I run MOT Athletic Association. I'm the CEO now. I'm no longer the president. But we're not perfect. That ain't even, we're definitely not perfect. But everything that we try to do, it has to have God in us some type of way. Because without God, man, there ain't really nothing you can do. And it's Zarephath Christian Academy. Once again, we're not perfect. And we're not going to even act like we're perfect, but we're striving to do things that God wants us to do. And a lot of times people think that, you're holier than thou, but you're not trying to be holier than thou. We're human. We make mistakes just like everybody else. We get mad, we get angry, we get upset, we say things that we want to say. But at the end of the day, we're trying to teach young men that you still put God first, no matter what are the faults that you have. We're still going to try to put God first in all our methods and the things that we do.
Yes, sir, Coach. Both of y'all long-standing members in this community, you with your football program, you in the church. But real quick, can y'all just talk about the support the community rallied behind and showed y'all guys as y'all tried to bring this football team together?
Well, that was one thing that I was excited about. Because when we first started for the spring, because we didn't get the opportunity to play the spring game, we were supposed to play Ferndina. But the minute that we started here, the community stopped by, embraced it, was like, whoa, y'all doing football. They seen how it was coming together. They seen that what we were doing. And the community is definitely excited about what we're doing over here. We run out here. We're trying to do a lot of things. We also deliver food out here from Zarephath Academy. So, some of the things that we're doing, the community is definitely embracing it. We have no problems with the community. We're doing a lot of building. And we're building fast, but we don't want to build too fast. We just want to put ourselves in a situation that we're going to stay humble. We know we're not going to go out here and shock the world or anything, but we're going to take our bumps and bruises, and we're definitely going to try to stay excited about what we're doing. And if we lose, we lose. We win, we win. But the overall goal is to put kids in a situation to go to college. That's the main thing. With the academic program we have here, that's one of our main attributes is what we're trying to do. Put kids in the situation to go to college. That's our main thing.
Coach, talk about that real quick, the community support.
Well, like Coach said, from day one, everybody's rallied around us, and we have some businesses in the area want to be a part. From day one, it's just been non-stop support. And I do want to say thank you to my community and to everybody who's played a part of it.
Yes, sir. Academically, you spoke on the coach briefly, but real quick, can you reiterate on that and what y'all teaching these guys in the classroom more so than on the field?
Well, academically, we're not a Stanton, we're not a Bowles, but we're definitely on that level of teaching academically. We got the 2-year program, the AA program here. We got all kinds of programs here. But a lot of times, schools like this, when we're just starting, we have to make sure that kids are on the level that they're on, because a lot of kids taking a lot of honors classes for no reason at all, and they're athletes. But at the end of the day, we have a dynamic academic program here, just like everybody else. Like I said, we ain't no Stanton. You know, we know that. But we're striving to be that way. But you definitely can come here and get a great education. School has been here 13 years. They graduate almost 80 to 90% of the kids here. It's not a large school. We have about 190 kids, so about 180 to about 190 kids. So, you know, our graduation rate is high, and people are leaving here with definitely a good, just everything about the academics is definitely good. So we don't want people to think, oh, you're going to Zarephath, that the academics is not. It's up to par the same thing as the Trinities, the same things as all of the other private schools, the UCs. We're doing the exact same thing that those guys are doing.
Coach, can you speak to that as well?
Yes, definitely. That's something that we hang our hat on as far as being an academic beacon in the community. We definitely want our kids to have a fighting chance in life, and we know through academics that can happen.
Yes, sir. Coaches, when you got the phone call, Coach, I know you was excited, but then the COVID pandemic hit, through the whole world for a loop. Can you just talk about that real quick, Coach? And also, what you did to bond with your team, Coach?
Well, to me, and I told Gerry, I said, even though we didn't get an opportunity to play Fernandina, COVID might have been, to me, sometimes God does things for a reason. COVID actually helped me. So, you know, I mean, to everybody else, I don't know what it did for them, but COVID put us in a situation to be able to bond with our kids a little more. Even though we wasn't able to contact them and do a lot of things, we still set up a lot of things. I called a lot of kids, I talked to them and let them know. But before COVID, you know, we were actually bonding a lot faster because we had the spring game going on. And it would have been interesting to see what we had going against Fernandina. I would have liked to see it. But one thing COVID did is it gave me a lot more leeway to do some things that I would not have done, and it slowed everybody else down. And so once it slowed everybody else down, it's kind of like it made us on an equal playing field. So, you know, God doesn't do anything without a purpose. So, you know, one thing about COVID is something that God put here, and it might have put here for the people to get great understanding about what the world is about, and made you adjust to your family and adapt and be with your wives and your loved ones a little bit more. So one thing about it, I ain't gonna knock COVID, because in our business, COVID kind of helped us a little bit.
Yes, sir. Coach, can you talk about your coaching staff and what they bring to the table? And also, was it difficult to put these guys together?
Well, it wasn't difficult to put a coaching staff together, because one thing about it, we know that we are not the gurus. We're not going to even profess that, because one thing we're a bunch of coaches that's willing to learn. And I mean, I've YouTubed everything. People laugh about YouTube. I've called coaches. I've took playbooks from everybody around the city. So we're not in the business of saying that we know everything. We're here to learn basically. And so with all the coaches that I've assembled, I've been dealing with these coaches a long time, and the continuity of what we're doing. The coaches are coming. They're feeding off the kids. We're working hard, and that's all we can ask for. Because, you know, sometimes coaching is overrated. You know, we do a lot of teaching, and once again, you know, in a little league level, people say I've won a lot of championships in a little league level, but it's high school. So, but what we are going to do, we're going to be fast. We're going to be in condition. We're going to be ready to play football. So, if you're not fast and you're not conditioned, we're going to be conditioned and fast. So if you ain't ready to play 4 full quarters, whether you're beating me 40 to nothing, but you better be ready to play 4 full quarters when you're dealing with us.
Yes, sir. Coach, let's talk about some of that talent, man. Give me some on some of the talent on the offensive side of the ball. Let's start there. You're an offensive guy, Coach. Let's talk about some of that talent.
Now, I do think that I have some of the better talent at the age levels that we are, because a lot of my 9th graders are going to be asked to play varsity football. We got Zion Mitchell. We got Tyrone Blunt. We got John Dantzler. We got Jordan Martin Durham. We got Zach Chambers. We got LJ. We got CJ Cardell. And the line is flat out huge. So we got some of the better talent at that level. I'm not gonna sit there and say we don't, but we're gonna grow. We're gonna do some positive things, but we have talent. We have a big line. We're young, but it's definitely going to be very interesting. And they bought into the program. Talent level, I'm not even worried about talent. I think I got some of the best receivers in the city. I think I got one of the better quarterbacks in the city. I think I got some of the best running backs in the city. So we're definitely not going to be lacking of talent. Experience at the high school level, it's probably where we're going to be. We're going to take some bumps and bruises because, once again, you got teams out there that's probably been a little bit more experienced at the high school level. But if they're not studying, if they're not doing what they need to do, and they're not doing this everyday, treating this as this if this is their life, we're going to surprise a lot of people. Silently, but it's going to be interesting because we're going to play a fast-paced football game. I mean, you better be in some shape. That's all I got to tell you.
Yes, sir, Coach. Zion Mitchell, Lakeshore Middle School. He's one of our top 100 kids. Real quick, Coach, can you just talk about Zion and give us something on his skill set and what makes him such a good running back?
Zion Mitchell is a two-sport player, basketball and football. Unbelievable. Going to be hard to stop him. He's about 175, 180 pound 14-year-old. Got hands like glue. It's going to be hard to stop him. Unbelievable talent, great hands in the secondary. He just plays big boy football. So, it's definitely going to be interesting. And he's going to get the opportunity to make all his mistakes at a young age. Instead of worrying about playing in the 11th grade and then making mistakes, he's going to get the opportunity to make mistakes now instead of making mistakes later.
Coach, you briefly spoke on it, but that offensive line, who's going to open up a few holes for Zion, Coach?
Well, we got an unknown line that most people don't know. And I'm good with nicknames, but I'll definitely have to. The line is pretty good. It's young, but it's good. I really don't have any names yet because I haven't really. I call them nicknames. Everybody got a nickname.
Give me some nicknames. Coach.
We got Superman. Do I need to go get a few of them?
We'll get to them in a minute, Coach. We'll get to them in a minute.
We got Patrick. Patrick is a 14-year-old, probably about 225, lineman. When you get opportunity to see him, then I could be at the table. We got some big linemen at their age level now. How experienced they are on the high school level is also gonna play a part. Because once again, we're gonna be able to play football, but once again, the experience is what we're looking for. But once again, we ain't afraid to lose. We're never afraid to lose. What we're afraid of is not being able to compete. We're gonna compete. So if you don't got your shoes tied on fast, when we come, it's definitely gonna be some football games, and we ain't laying down for nobody. So it's definitely gonna be exciting. And once again, I have a big young line. They're working. As you can see, they're working over there right now. So it got a lot of things going on, and we definitely in the weight room. And we're lifting constantly. So, we're working hard to try to achieve a goal, and that's just to be the competitive for the first year.
Yes, sir, Coach. Give me something on you, young signal caller.
Young signal caller, he's just a regular guy. He made all conference last year. I don't know if he made y'all top 100.
Definitely made the top 100 list, Jordan Durham.
He threw for about 700 yards last year in middle school. I got his stats and everything, but the difference is that he's seasoned at the position. He'll definitely do some good things. Humble, the humble role. We're going to try to keep him humble, and hopefully he can go out and do some things like his older brother Ivory Durham did, aka H-Day, and he went on to win a state title. So that's the goal, is to put him in the same footsteps as his older brother.
Yes, sir, Coach. You briefly mentioned CJ Cardell real quick. Talk about his skill set. He's a real shifty guy, Coach.
CJ Cardell, one of the most underrated guys in the city of Jacksonville. Strong, smart, will to win, and he can cover and he can catch. He did pretty good last year in middle school football, but he had just come back from Atlanta where he wasn't active in football. But CJ Cardell is definitely going to do some major things because once again, he's smart, he's shifty, he's quick, and he can cover. So once again, a guy like CJ probably would go to a major high school, probably wouldn't get the opportunity, but he's going to be thrown in the fire. He's going to be on the island, and he's going to be the starting cornerback and going to get a lot of work in the slot position over here at Zarephath.
Yes, sir, Coach. Everybody wants to know what kind of style will y'all play over here at Zarephath? If you can give me anything right now, Coach.
I'm not saying smash mouth, come directly at you. We're gonna run wishbone. We're gonna run pound. We gonna line up in the eye. We're gonna run flex bone. We're gonna spread it out a little bit because we have been dilly-daddling in the range playbook a little bit. So we have a lot of dynamics that we're going to be able to do. We're not gonna be one-dimensional. We can throw, we can run, we big up front. We're definitely gonna pose a problem for a lot of teams. And once again, we're not looking to win all the games, but we're definitely gonna be competitive. So when you do play us, it's gonna be a competitive year. But give me 2 years. All we asking for is 2. Put us on the schedule in 2 years. That's all we ask.
Yes, sir. Coach, give me something on the defense. What you like out of that group?
Well, the same group, they can play both sides of the ball. Motors that never quit. They can fly, they hit, they're coming. Like Coach said, 4 quarters of straight coming.
Yes, sir, Coach. Just real quick, over this past week or so, just talk about how hard you've been pushing those guys on that side.
Oh, man, we've been putting in a lot of work with the guys. And they've bought in, like Coach said earlier, they bought in, and they want to be pushed. And it keeps us as coaches on our toes because they have a hunger for our learning, for our teaching, and they want to get better, they want to get better. So we want them to get better, and we want to get better ourselves.
Defensively, Coach, what kind of style will y'all play on that side of the ball?
Oh, well, that remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. So just know we're coming to a field near you.
Yes, sir, Coach. Who may lead the Eagles in interceptions this year?
Well, that's another thing. We got 3 guys in the second. Matter of fact, we got 4 guys. We got 3 legitimate guys in the secondary: John Dantzler, Tyrone Blunt, Zion Williams, and C.J. Caldwell. And we got one more guy, which is Trey. What's Trey's last name? I don't know Trey's last name, but we call him Baldwin. And our secondary is big and it's fast. Once again, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm patting everything behind some of the top teams in the program. I love Trinity. I love what Trinity do. We're going to force your quarterback to have to get rid of the football. And if he can't throw, he going to get hit all game long. Yes, Trinity definitely does a great job of what they do. So look out for the next slew of DBs because we're definitely going to have them because they're going to sit back and they're going to wait on you. We're going to send that. We're going to send 6 or 7 in at a time, and we're going to let our DBs go to work on it.
Yes, sir, Coach. Tyrone Blunt, just talk about his skill set and what he brings to the table. Tyrone didn't make our top 100 list because he didn't play middle school, but he definitely would have made it had he would have played middle school ball. But Coach, just talk about Blunt's skill set.
If you have not seen Tyrone Blunt, you can pull it up on YouTube. Go pull up Tyrone Blunt. Look at it. Tyrone Blunt is probably, I would rate, probably one of the most talented kids I've seen in the last 5 years at that age bracket. He's definitely that guy. And then you got to think, I think I got 3 of the best receivers in the city with Tyrone Blunt, Zion Williams, and John Dantzler. At the 14-year-old age bracket, I don't think that there's 3 receivers that good, and they're both sides of the ball. All of them go play DB and go play running back, but Tyrone Blunt is definitely a special guy. People right now he did a high school thing where he played on Twitter, where I got so many people calling me about Tyrone Blunt already, And like I say, man, it's very, very interesting on how quick he's developing. He's been in the weight room. He's getting bigger, gotten stronger. So, Tyrone Blunt is definitely one. He will be in the paper. He will be in the paper as one of the top receivers in the city. I guarantee you that, as a freshman.
Yes, sir, Coach. John Dantzler as well. Last time I seen him, he was balling out for Lake Show, but he didn't make our top 100 list for the same reason as well, Coach.
He didn't play middle school.
But talk about his skill set and what John brings to the table.
John Dantzler. John is a mature guy. He's only 14 years old, but he's mature. He can jump out the gym. He can jump, he can catch, he can do it. He can flat out do it all. So the difference is what I'm trying to tell people is that I do have 3 of the best 14-year-old athletes in the city of Jacksonville. And I'll go on record to say that. If anybody think that they have a better group of receivers, then you let me know. But I can't see it because they don't make kids like that, the ones that we got, those 3 kids. They're definitely unbelievable. And John is definitely an unbelievable talent. John has grown about a couple inches. John might be 6 foot right now. He's grown a couple inches over the summertime as well.
Yes, sir, Coach. Can you talk about the schedule, some of the competition y'all gonna face this upcoming season, and also was it hard to put it together?
Well, the schedule was a little difficult at first, getting in because we were coming in a little late. But we got Stanton on the schedule. We got Cedar Creek first kickoff classic. We have Zephyr Hills. We play a lot of teams. We got FAMU High on the schedule. We have who else?
Boca.
We got Boca Prep. So we got a lot of prep schools down in the down South Orlando area, which those teams are definitely good because they're a lot of independent programs, and it's going to be hard to beat some of those teams, but we're going to definitely be competitive in trying to get some wins out of that.
Coach, how important it was to put together some tough opponents and not to play a cupcake schedule?
Well, would I have liked to play some cupcakes? No. We had some options, but it's certain people you just don't want to run up on. But we definitely, the schedule that we have, those are some teams down in the Tampa area that are definitely doing what they do. It's not going to be easy, and once again, we're not looking to win every football game, but what we are looking to do is be very, very competitive. And if we do win, we're going to be humble. If we lose, we're going to be humble. But either way it goes, that we're just looking to be competitive for the first year. Now, like I say, if the way that it's going right now, I think we're going to be more than competitive, and if it's the Lord's will, we get opportunity to play some of these bigger teams around here. We definitely will. We want to play Paxson. We'll. In a couple of years, we definitely would love to see, you know who, William M. Raines Vikings. We would love to play. And even if you can put us on your JV schedule, we definitely will take that game. Third week. We'll definitely take that game third week on your JV schedule versus my JV.
Yes, sir, Coach. Talk about that schedule as well.
Man, we sat down and went through it day by day and thought it'd be a good fit for what we're trying to do. We're a growing program, and this gives us an opportunity to be competitive and really see what we're working with and learn how to build and where to build.
Yes, sir, Coach. A couple more questions before we get out of here.
Sir.
Both of y'all spoke on it briefly. You the principal over here at Zarephath Academy. Real quick, just give us your mission and what you're trying to teach these guys off the field and what y'all instilling in them.
Well, we're trying to instill as young men how to be men. It seems like it's a lost art now, and one thing we pride ourselves in is teaching men how to be men. Because we know this is the next group that's going to rule the world, take over the world, however you want to put it. And if we train them correctly, then we know life will be pretty good for them.
Yes, sir, Coach. Give me what you're teaching them off the field.
Men, trying to teach them how to be men, trying to teach them how to understand that life is not about excuses. Stop having rebuttals about everything. Take the world for what it's worth. If things are going bad, like what's going on now, keep your mouth closed. Learn how to shut up, know when to speak, know when not to speak. Learn when to be competitive, when not to be competitive. Just basically the overall fact of the matter, just teaching the kids, that life owes you nothing. Nobody owes you nothing. If anything you want, you got to go out and get it as a man. And we ain't doing nothing illegal. All thing we're trying to do is just teach them how to be positive. And if you go on in life and you wind up flipping burgers, be the best burger flipper you can possibly be. But at that time, it's honest, and that's one thing that I'm trying to teach them. You don't have to lie, something that you're not. Just be who you are, be a man. Take this now, what you're doing now with football, educate yourself, get your academics, and try to go on to somebody college and probably try to get your 4 years out of it, and then God knows what comes on after that. But our overall goal is to teach them how to be men first, and the rest of that will fall in line.
Coach, how important is that for these Eagles to exhibit high character off the field at all times?
Well,
Coach?
that's one of my biggest pet peeves about men. All that sagging your pants, all that unnecessary stuff. I'm trying to clean up the hair idea, because a lot of our kids, they want to wear their hair all wild and wicked and stuff. But the overall goal is to basically tell you how to be men, because 2 days out of the week you got to wear a shirt and tie here. And that's standard. You got to. We're uniformed out, and just trying to teach you how to look the part, because sometimes by you looking the part, and you got to be that bright, but if somebody can trust you and you look the part and you do what you're told to do, then you can always get by in life, and somebody will respect you and give you an opportunity that a lot of people that wouldn't give you opportunities.
Yes, sir, Coach. Same question. How important it is for these guys to represent this program in the highest character, Coach?
Well, it's top priority. One thing we believe, image is everything. People treat you based upon how they see you first. And as long as we're putting forth the right image of ourselves, who we are, how we do things, everything else will line up.
Yes, sir, Coach. We all know what's going on in the world socially. Did y'all get a chance to talk to your guys about what's going on socially?
Every day. I teach my guys, listen to me. Sometimes without me being against allegedly my race, it's not about, you know, we got to understand too, as natives of America, you know, because I don't believe in the Afro-American thing. I believe natives of America because this is where we're at. I've never been to Africa. But what I will tell you is we got to realize, and I try to tell my kids, you have got to understand, the cops out there to do a job. If you get pulled over, keep your mouth closed. Give them your ID. Dude, we don't got time to be having all these rebuttals about your rights, because at the end of the day, man, if you just do what people tell you to do, you probably won't have no problems. And a lot of things that I tell my kids is that when you go out here and you got something to say all the time and you're being negative, then things are gonna happen to you. So just do what the people say you to do, because at the end of the day, if you don't do what they're gonna tell you to, they're gonna bust you across your head. So I tell them right now, man, pull your license out, give it to them. If they stop you, do it. Keep that stuff off your head, and try to blend in what society has, because that's all we got. You know, you have to obey the law of the land, and I tell people that day in and day out. You know, especially when we out here doing things that we shouldn't be doing. Now, if you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, then that's what's gonna happen to you. But you know, as far as what I tell my kids, I say, listen to me. The police ain't out here to get you. I had an incident where I had to call the police from home during the COVID virus, and shoot, it was white officers that came here to take care of my building. So you know, as far as that, I can't say, you know, that I have bad experience with them, because one thing about it, I know how to stay in my place. I know how to play my role when it's time for me to do what they tell me to do. I'm gonna do what you tell me to do, because at the end of the day, I don't want you hitting me in the top of my head for no apparent or alleged reason. So, I mean, that's what I kind of try to instill in my kids, man. Stay away, go where you need to go, home, to the park. If you got to do something, certain things you just should not be doing. Stay from around all that unnecessary stuff that don't mean nothing to you. You know, you stay from around guns, stay from all this other stuff. Now, once again, nobody's perfect. But once again, that you can solve a lot of the problems by not doing some of the things that we're doing, you know, as once again, natives of this country. So, you know, you got to obey the law of the land, respect the land, you know. I don't believe in tearing down buildings and all that. That to each his own. I can't tell nobody what to do. I don't know what would happen if that was my son. But one thing I do know about my kids and about my football players, I try to teach them, listen, if the police pull you over, give them what they want. Yes, sir. No, sir. Go about your business. If you can't do that and you got a rebellion, a rebuttal about everything, and you want to be rebellious, then, you know, that's what telemarketers do. Keep your mouth closed. You don't have to have a rebuttal or rebellion about everything. Allow people to do their job and just go on about your business, and we won't have some of these problems that we have. So, and that's just my take on it.
Yes, sir, Coach. Socially, what's your message to the kids?
Well, same thing. Do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, and you know, everything will fall in place. I promise you that. We teach them not to, like Coach said, combat everything. You know, you basically do what you need to do to keep moving.
The 2024 class, this class is very special, Coach. Y'all got a bunch of that talent coming in. But to the kids that may be coming into Zarephath Academy or any school across the district, they may be finding it hard to get acclimated to the new normal, the new way of doing things, the new systems, Coach. Can y'all give the kids any words of encouragement or any advice to how to get acclimated to the new normal, Coach?
Well, the world as we know it is definitely going to change. Whether it changed today or whether it changed tomorrow. But it has already changed. But the football world, it's coming to it's basically came to a halt. So any kid that's out there that's not preparing themselves, getting their body rights, you got to do what you got to do. You can't wait on anybody. Especially if you're talking about being a Division I or Division II, even a Division III, or whatever it is you're trying to be. You cannot wait on anybody. Everything you do you have to be self-sufficient on your own to be able to go out here and work hard and do what you need to do. Now, when the COVID was out, ain't nobody telling you to go out here and do stuff you shouldn't be doing. But now, things are open, parks are open, weight rooms are open, practice is going on. Work hard, but get acclimated now. I hate to say this, you know, and it's not probably not the time, but if you're having any problems in any other school, Zarephath would be glad to take you over here. We start them early, young. We start you early. You come in, you want to play football as an 8th grader, then come on in. I do a lot of watching around the city. My favorite guy in the city right now is the kid at Trinity, the Webb kid. That kid has paid his dues, but that kid has always played up, and he's always did what he had to do. I watched his transformation of his body go from here to looking like a man that's the Incredible Hulk, and it shows. His dad is doing a great job, and I like the way he do things, and that's what I'm trying to be my kid. And I talk about that kid all the time to my players. Listen, man, if you want something, you got to go out and get it. Nobody's going to give you nothing. So if you just want to play football, then play it. But if you're trying to play football to better yourself and get a better education, because a lot of people can't afford, then I suggest that you work hard to get what you want.
Yes, sir, Coach. Class of 2024, what's your message to them, Coach?
Work, work, work. Coach says it all the time. You have to put in work. I watched a movie as a kid, no deposit, no return.
Yes, sir.
So if you don't put in nothing, you can't expect to get anything back.
Yes, sir, Coach. I got to hold y'all for just a couple quick more questions before we get out of here. I forgot to speak on it. But recruiting-wise, Coach, being that you're a first-year head coach, first-year program, did you find it difficult building that relationship with the recruiters, Coach?
Well, I have about 4 schools that I've talked to, and I ain't played a football game yet. From my standpoint, it ain't hard if you're doing what you're supposed to do. It's not hard. Once again, I've talked to 4 schools already. Definitely talked to the locals. I told Ed Waters College, man, listen here, man, if you're giving out offers and all that, be the first one to come here. I talked to 3 more schools. I share not to disclose that yet, but I definitely have had them here, and it ain't hard. Question is how it rolls. Hey man, I got such and such and such here. He got film, coach. Yes, I got film. I'm gonna send it to you, and there we go. They look at the attributes first. They like the eye candy. So it ain't that hard to really do what you're supposed to do as a coach in order to get these kids noticed. So I mean, I took my whole team down to Valdosta State. I took about 15, 16, about 20-some kids down my first group. I already took them to Valdosta State and let Valdosta State see them and look at them. So, you know, as a head coach, you got to be proactive and do these necessary things in order to get these kids where they need to go. I got 2 kids going down here. They going out here to play some 7-on-7 with a reputable program down here just by Twitter, just by putting them out there, just by doing videos, just by doing this. So a lot of things that I'm trying to do for my kids is just exposure. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up the phone. If I call 1,000 people, I'll take 1,000 no's, but somebody going to say yeah. And that's my motto. I'm going to be pushing. I'm going to be sending out. By being my first year, and I haven't had the opportunity to even play a season yet, I'm looking at the process. You know, I did learn something from Coach Wiley. He said some good stuff. He said, trust the process. Well, you know, not only do we trust the process, and I'm getting my kids to buy into trusting the process, but I'm also going to trust the process, but I'm actually help the process by me working a little harder to make the process work.
Coach, speak on that a little bit more. You got mainly class of 2024. That could be very difficult to help any class recruit. But to the parents out there that say, why recruit so early? My kid could just wait till the 12th grade to put it all together. Real quick, Coach, just talk about that early push, that early exposure getting your guys, Coach.
Once again, Trayvon Webb is his name, right?
Trayon Webb.
Trayon Webb. He's primary example. He's primary example. All that waiting and everything, man, get on it now. Start taking the practice PSAT, you know, get on it now. Start doing those type of things now. And that's some of the things that we're doing over here. We're trying to get kids ready now, not later, but now. You know, by the time clearinghouse comes, we want to be able to have done all that stuff. We want to be able to have already passed the SAT. You know, we want to be in the thousands. We don't just want to be in the 7s and 8s and 9s. We want to be in the thousands so they can be eligible. You know, those are the type of things that I'm going to be trying to do early. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but still, that's what we're going to be trying to do. Recruitment, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of kids, their minds are thinking college football. So if their minds are thinking college football, let's go and prepare them for it. You know, because we can't say, oh, it's not about that. Well, it is about that. If you're out here playing this game that can practically kill you and paralyze you, then the ultimate goal is to go to college to play some football and get an education in the process. And first of all, if you can't do none of that without being academically eligible for a lot of those things. So that's why I'm pushing the PSAT early. Like I say, we got to do all this stuff early so these kids can understand, listen to me, it ain't all about running up and down the field going to combines. You better have them grades right early. So when a guy do come to Zarephath and he pull your chart, he said, Coach, what you got for me? Well, I got this 6'2" guy, 250, 260 pounds. And the first thing they look at you academically, you see if you're academically eligible for your requirements, and it's not, then you can't do nothing. So that's why we're going to stay on that now. Coach, did he take the SAT? Yes. He took the practice SAT in the 9th and 10th grade. You know, so by the time the 11th grade come, we already have all that stuff out of the way. So we won't have no academic problems or this kid didn't pass this or this kid didn't pass that. We're going to stay on top of that stuff right now.
Coach, how important it is for these Eagles to get this early exposure, Coach?
Early exposure is key. Like Coach said earlier, you get an opportunity to make your mistakes early. A lot of times in life, you don't have an opportunity for a do-over. Now you have the opportunity, so it's best to take the bumps and bruises, make your mistakes early, and somebody can kind of walk you through and help you smooth those over and give you a better outcome later.
Yes, sir, Coach. Before we get out of here, I know we done probably covered everything, but is there anything else y'all want the city, the state of Florida, the country to know about the Zarephath Academy Eagles, Coach?
All I'm gonna tell you is that we may not be top 5. We ain't the Sandalwoods, the Reigns Vikings, the Trinity Conquerors, the UC, whatever they are, and the
Fighting Christians.
Yeah, the Fighting Christian, the Bowls, and we may not be those top programs, but don't overlook this spot. Trust me, if you want to play early, this is one of the spots you want to be in. If you want to get your shine early, this is a spot that you want to be in. If you dominated middle school football, but you're going to go and sit on the bench for 2 years, Zarephath Academy is going to give you an opportunity to play early. We're going to figure out whether you want it or not if you come here.
Coach, your message to the city about Zarephath Academy?
We're definitely here. We're coming. As Coach said, he wouldn't know about us. We're not trying to say that we're the top in the world, but you would definitely know us.
Yes, sir, Coach.
Definitely know us.
Thanks for talking with me. Good luck to y'all future.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, Coach.